What's up, action takers? The community of doers. I hope you're doing fine. Episode 32, week 32, 52 weeks. Here we come. Now, this is the third week of the year 2025. And I'm really excited of how this year has started. First of all, as you can see, our Rethink Conventional Mentality podcast have taken a new look. These are some of the progress that we've been making, and I'm really excited just building this platform and community one step at a time. So we are here to stay and we are here to build. If you're still doubting whether or not you should join this community, this is another reason for you to actually tap into and let's build this together. Now, today or this week, what I want us to focus on is one statement. And this one statement is going to form the context for the whole episode for this week. And that single statement is never miss a day. Never miss a day. Why am I saying that? Consistency is one of the strongest forces in the world that can guarantee you progress at all costs. So never miss a day. If you decide to do, or whatever you decide to start doing, it is not going to happen overnight. But the goal that you want to achieve, or whatever thing that you set your mind to pursue, it is going to be realized by small wins every day, gradually. And you cannot possibly obtain these small wins or small progress daily, gradually, without showing up and never missing a day. And I'm not superstitious. I know sometimes you're going to wake up and things will happen. Life happens and probably you get sick, probably something bad happens to you. And you find yourself that day you did not work on what you were supposed to. And that happens, that's part of life. But that invites you to actually embrace another aspect of life, which is a relentlessness. And that is coming back or rising up in the presence of setbacks. That when you have a setback, how fast do you go back? How fast do you switch back to your ideal self in terms of pursuing that goal? So, never miss a day. I think to a larger extent, winners are defined by how fast they get up after a challenge or a setback, or when they just fail. And failure is a strong word to use, because I think you fail when you quit. So if at all you're coming back and trying to make things better, then you've not failed. So it's a matter of waking up and doing what needs to be done. And that explains what is discipline. Because discipline and consistency, of course, goes hand in hand. Consistency is making sure that you do it every day. And discipline is making sure that you do it regardless of how you feel. Because I promise you, some days you'll wake up and you'll not feel like doing it. And that's when discipline kicks in. So you're not always going to feel like doing it. But when you understand, or when your goal is to never miss a day, then I bet you're going to apply discipline, and you're not going to consider how you feel, but you're going to do it because it needs to be done. So never miss a day. And there is a very big discussion on the role of luck in succeeding in life. And I want to go to that whole discussion of how luck is important, or what is the role of luck. But let me say this, and it's something that we are going to talk about in the near future. But for the context of this conversation, let me say this. If at all luck happens or not, I think one of the contributions that if luck plays out, then you're going to benefit from it, is to never missing a day. Because if today you decide to slack off, and probably this is the day that luck aligns with your path, then it means you're going to miss out on the luck. So whether or not luck exists or not, there is a personal responsibility that you have to take of never missing a day, so that when luck happens, if at all it exists, then you are actually going to benefit from it. So what are we saying here? That if luck exists or not, there is a conscious personal responsibility that you have to take of showing up. And when you show up, the universe responds to those people who refuse to be denied. So, never miss a day. And that's how important it is to never miss a day. Now, as much as I'm really emphasizing on never missing a day, I have to say that and I got this during the beginning, towards the end of last week. I encountered this, and I thought I should include it in this conversation because it has been really playing in my mind over and over again. And I've made it my personal conscious responsibility whenever I'm doing anything that I'm really considering it. And it's do things that move the needle. Do things that bring progress towards where you want to go. Why am I saying this? Sometimes we find ourselves being so busy. You are up and about, you're so busy, you're so consumed in your to-do list and so forth. But sometimes we might find ourselves being lost around the busyness that life can bring to us. And we get lost and we stop prioritizing and focusing on things that actually brings progress. And that's very dangerous. Because sometimes we can be so busy and we stop prioritizing, or we find ourselves working more on things that do not move the needle. And by moving the needle, I mean things that make you progress in the thing that you want to do. So where do you want to go? And what really are you supposed to do for you to progress towards where you want to go? So as much as I'm saying never miss a day, when you show up on that day, for instance, when you show up today, what are you showing up for? And where are you going to? Because you need to understand where you need to go, and then you need to understand the next step that you need to take towards where you want to go, so that when you show up, when you tell yourself, I'm not missing a day, you're not going to not miss a day and still do things that are not taking you to the right, or things that are not making you progress into the specific thing that you want to accomplish. So, as much as you're never missing a day, you're showing up on a daily basis, regardless of the circumstances that surround you. And if you find yourself falling back, you're relentless and you're resilient enough to come back to the path. Make sure you're focusing on things that actually make you progress towards the right direction. There's a quote I had, or rather a phrase, and I was just amused. And the person said that there are only two reasons. I stand to be corrected, but I believe it so strongly. There are only two reasons why you don't get what you want, or why you don't succeed in anything that you set yourself on. And I tend to strongly agree with this person. And the two reasons are: one, either you are not supposed to be doing it, it's not part of your DNA to actually pursue that, or it's not in your path. And the second reason is you did not give it your all. So it's either you're on the wrong path or you're not doing enough. And I think there is a very strong truth in that. So anytime, ask yourself, am I on the right path, and am I giving it my best? So, are you on the right path is a whole different conversation, which of course we understand that by being self-aware, you can actually identify your path. But let me concentrate on, for the context of us understanding on the importance of never missing a day, let me concentrate on the fact that you did not give it your all. And say, one of the ways that you can give it your all, of course, is by showing up every day to never miss a day. And somebody else said that if you have to miss the bus running. Some people say that rejection is God's protection, but sometimes it's good for us to be very careful not to find yourself that you have been rejected because of your own incompetencies. And that's what I'm capitalizing a lot. Let it not be because of your own incompetencies. Because sometimes you can be incompetent and then you don't get the opportunity, and then you end up justifying your behavior by talking about being God's protector. So you have to pray that you catch the bus, but also you have to run as fast as possible, so that when you say that rejection is God's protection, it's not out of your own incompetencies. So pray for you to catch the bus, run as fast as possible for you to try to catch the bus. And if you catch the bus, then that was your bus. If you don't catch the bus, you prayed and you ran, you give it your all in terms of trying to catch up with the bus, and you don't catch the bus. Now I think rejection is God's protection might be a thing, but let it not be out of your own incompetencies. Never miss a day, never miss a day, never miss a day. Thank you very much for following up to this point. I appreciate, and please don't doubt our commitment to building a generation that understands being the best version of ourselves is the key for us to achieving everything that we want to achieve, and to living or building this world to be a better place than we found it. So please subscribe, and remember to show up for your life this day. Never miss a day. See you on the next one.